Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all well and having a lovely day. So for today's video I'm going to be doing a sort of mental health Q&A, just like chatting to you guys about the things that you want to talk about regarding mental health. Mental health is something that means so much to me and I feel like it's so important that it is talked about. And so basically I went on Instagram, I asked you guys to ask me questions about mental health in general. It could be like asking advice about your own mental health issues and problems, or asking about my mental health, and you guys were amazing as always and you've sent in loads of questions and topics and stuff for me to discuss. I'm going to be completely open and honest and just talk to you guys right from my heart about mental health, because I feel like a lot of the time we can be made to feel like we have to be silent about mental health and that we can't talk about it, because the sad thing is I've seen it before that when people talk about mental health they're accused of attention seeking or making stuff up, and it's just not right. So I just want to sit here and chat to you guys about mental health. So yeah, let's just get into it. So everyone is staying anonymous in this just because I know that lots of people don't want me to mention their name and just tell everyone their life story, so don't worry guys, everyone is anonymous. Hi Lucille, I just wanted to ask you if you have any help for someone who's struggling with their mental health after recently losing a loved one. Hope you answer. I love your videos. Thank you so much for watching my videos, and first of all I just want to say how sorry I am to hear that you have lost a loved one. I know that it is so tough. It's the most horrible thing that you can ever experience. Losing someone that's so close to you, it literally just tears you apart and you feel like you can never move on and that it won't get easier. The closest person that I've ever lost to me is my granny, and I was quite young when it happened. I was about 8, so I was old enough to understand it and stuff, but I feel like back then it hurt me so much and tore me apart. But like if I had experienced it when I was older, like at this age, I literally just do not know what I would have done, because I miss my granny every single day. She was like a second mum to me. She was my world, and it is so horrible when someone that means that much to you gets taken away from you, and no one's words can help. It feels like nothing can help. So I completely understand how you must be feeling, but my tips would be just to surround yourself with people that you love and that will look after you. I think that especially when you lose like a family member or something, it's so important that you and your family just come together, because you're all going to need each other's support and love more than ever. And I definitely say talk to someone about it, talk to someone about how you're feeling. I'd say that for me it's my mum that I always go to, and like even to this day I'll just go to my mum if I feel like I'm just having one of those days where I really just miss my granny and I just want to cry. And sometimes it's better just to let all your emotions out and cry and just tell someone exactly how you're feeling. It feels so much better to get everything off your chest and just open up to someone. And I know it feels like it's never going to get easier, and in some ways it really doesn't, because it doesn't matter how long ago you lost this person. Like for me, I lost my granny years and years ago and it still really hurts, but you will manage to get on with your life. It's always going to be there in the back of your mind, and they're always going to be a part of you and your life and who you are, and you're never going to stop loving them or stop missing them. But you kind of just, with time, you just learn to deal with things a bit better and kind of just push through and just realize that your loved one is looking over you, watching over you, that they're in a better place, that they're safe and that they're happy, and that they would want you to continue living your life and being happy. So that's what I always say to myself. If I'm feeling like really down about missing my granny or something, I'll be like, I want to make my granny proud. I want to do something that I know she'll be looking down on me and being like, yeah, that's my granddaughter. So you've got to keep going, you've got to carry on, especially for the loved one that you've lost. Make them proud, that's what I say. And as always, my Instagram DMs are open if you ever want to talk, because I know how lonely you can kind of feel when someone close to you passes away. So if you ever need to talk, I am here. What kind of mental health are you diagnosed with? I am diagnosed with social anxiety. Do you take any medication, and do you have counselling? So I have had social anxiety probably most of my life. I've kind of known ever since I don't really know, maybe 12, maybe even before that. I've kind of always just known and just kind of not really said anything, but I think it's pretty obvious to other people that I had social anxiety, but I just didn't really know what to do or what help was out there. And then last year I had probably the worst year of my life, like with mental health, and I just did not know what to do. I just wasn't myself anymore, and I lost who I was, and it was so scary to me because I was always such a happy person, and like even though I had social anxiety and everything made me anxious and stuff, I still like enjoyed life and I was a happy person. And just last year was the toughest year ever. I just lost who I was. I didn't recognize myself anymore. I didn't want to get out of bed in the morning. I was forcing myself to go to work. I was crying before I went to work. I was crying at work. I was crying when I came home from work. I was so fed up of crying. I didn't see the point in life anymore. I just would go to bed and just cry, and it was the most horrible time of my life, and I've never really spoken about it on camera, so I feel kind of a bit scared. But yeah, that's when I knew that I had to talk to someone. I had to go to the doctors and stuff. So I talked to my family about it. I mean, they always knew that I was a shy person, but I just tried to explain to them that there was more to it and that I wasn't just shy and that this was just ruining my life, basically. I talked to my mum about it. I had talked to my mum about it like numerous times before that, but it never had been that bad, and I always just like asked my mum for advice, and my mum would just be like, oh, just try these little steps to help you become more confident and things like that. But I was at the point where I felt like I needed more than just a chat with my mum. I needed more than just advice from my mum. So my mum took me to the doctors, had a chat with the doctor, which was terrifying. They said that there was two options, like either medication or just self-help methods, and I decided that I didn't want to go on medication unless it was like a last resort. So I decided to go with like self-help methods. They did say like, oh, you can go for counselling, but it costs thousands and thousands of pounds, and I was like, well, that's not an option for me then. So I just decided to go for self-help methods. And that leads on to the next question. How do you deal with your anxiety? Do you use any mindfulness meditation for anxiety? If so, what do you use? Look forward to seeing the video. Kiss kiss. So when I went to the doctors, they gave me a few useful websites to kind of read up and about anxiety and to help me, so I will leave those linked down below. I was also given this like relaxation CD, and this is Steps to Deal with Stress. I don't know if you can buy this online or you might be able to ask your doctor for it. I'm not sure. If I can find it online, I'll leave it down below. If not, I'll just leave the name down below and you can ask your doctor about it. So there's like 5 exercises on this, and I started doing this basically the day that I came back from the doctors, and it has done wonders for me because I was not really sleeping very well. I was just constantly overthinking, just stressing. My mind was like going crazy, and losing out on sleep just makes everything worse. I was doing it like every night back then, and now I only do it every couple of nights because I don't need it as much anymore. It's amazing how it works. I can't even explain it, but it just makes me feel so calm and relaxed, and it just clears my mind, like makes me feel calm, even if it's just for the like 2 minutes of the exercise. It's just so nice to actually finally be able to just relax and not stress or worry about anything. It's definitely a relaxation CD, helps. Other things that I like is just like meditation apps. Headspace is a good one. There's another few. Pacifica I like. I'll leave them again linked down below. And even things like ASMR, I've started listening to that. I just find it soothing, just listening to noises, and like you can just listen to calming sounds. It just really kind of helps. And definitely meditation is something that I couldn't go without now. Like I just need it in my life, and it just works wonders for my brain. Another thing that my doctor recommended was keeping a sort of journal of my thoughts. Just every day, if something makes me feel stressed or something, I'll write about it, and just like write about how it made me feel, how I overcame it, like what I did to make myself feel better. I just basically document all my thoughts and feelings and things that I experience when these certain things make me feel anxious and nervous and stressed, I kind of just analyze all my thoughts, everything that's going on up in here, which is a lot. I just write it in my book and just like kind of pick it apart, like what made me feel like this, why did I feel like this? And it's so helpful because the brain is an amazing thing, but sometimes it can just get kind of like overpacked with all these feelings, thoughts and emotions, and it's good to just kind of pick it apart and just kind of dissect it almost to kind of understand your brain. I don't know if that makes sense, but those are my tips and what I do to manage my anxiety. I'm not saying that these tips are going to work for everyone because everyone is different, everyone's anxiety is different, everyone's mental health is different. It's not going to work for everyone, and I'm not saying that this has like cured me and I'm 100% better. I'm nowhere near that, and I don't think I ever will, but it's just little things that you do to help yourself get through each day, really. This was an interesting one. I understand as a YouTuber you only want to document the best parts of your life, but in your videos you seem so genuinely happy and radiate so much positivity. I watch your videos because your upbeat personality really helps me to also feel better. I was wondering if you have any advice for how to stay positive when it feels like you can't. I love your channel so much and I can see great things in the future for you. Thank you so much. So I wanted to answer this one because I feel like you've got it spot on. Like, social media can make you think that people have the perfect life and that they're always happy, but like you say, it's so wrong. When you watch someone's videos, most people only document the happy times in their lives. You only see little snippets of people's lives, you only see the best parts, the highlights on Instagram, on Twitter, on YouTube. It's only the best parts. And one of the main things that you need to do to stay positive is realize that you can't compare your life to someone else's that you see on social media, because you don't know anyone's life, because you're just watching a vlog that they post or a video that they post, or you just see an Instagram post of them on holiday, but you don't actually know what's going on beyond that photo, behind closed doors. You don't know what is going on in someone's life, and so you can't compare your life to theirs. And if you do that, you're never going to be happy or positive, because you're thinking that this life that someone is displaying on social media is the perfect life, and there's no such thing as a perfect life. Everybody has their highs, everybody has their lows, everybody has their strengths, everybody has their weaknesses, everybody has their good days, everybody has their bad days, and that's just life. So I try my best not to just show the positive parts of my life. Obviously there's things that you just don't want to put out on the internet, and that's absolutely fine. I'm not saying that people should show the bad parts of their life, but just know that even if they're not shown, that they do exist, that nobody just has a perfect life that's amazing all the time. So my main tips for remaining positive is just to put things into perspective. I definitely am guilty of making things seem like they're worse than what they actually are. I kind of get myself panicked and I'm like, oh my gosh, this has just happened, and I'm like, actually if I just take a step back and just stop and just take a deep breath and just look at it as an outsider, just like imagine yourself outside of your body, just looking at yourself and be like, okay, so that's happened, but is it the end of the world? No. Are you still here? Yes. Can you fix it? Yes. Can you learn from it? Yes. Can you improve and make yourself even better? Yes. So don't be afraid of failure. You can always learn from it and improve, and it's definitely not the end of the world. I feel like I'm not really making sense, but I hope I am. What do you think should be done about the rising number of teenagers self-harming and experiencing suicidal thoughts and other mental health disorders? So I feel like I've definitely noticed a massive rise in the number of people who have mental health issues, and I feel like so many people of my generation are suffering with mental health issues. And if you look back to years and years ago, the numbers are just crazy. They're way up here, when before there used to be not so many cases of it. I mean, it could be because more people are being more open about their mental health problems. That might be why there's an increase, a very large increase in the numbers. But I personally feel like the reason why so many young people, well not just young people, so many people are suffering from mental health is because of social media. I feel like it's such a big influence, and just, I don't know, this might be a very controversial opinion, but I'm just gonna say it anyways. I feel like there's not many good people left in the world, and that the way that people treat other people now is just absolutely disgusting. I feel like social media is definitely a massive part to play in it. So many people now just talk to people so disgustingly, especially because they can hide behind a screen and they don't realise the negative impact that that can have on people. Like, people actually end their lives because they're being bullied online, and it's just disgusting and it needs to stop. I just don't understand why people want to tear other people down. If you have nothing nice to say, just don't say anything at all. It's that simple. Words are such a killer and people don't realise it. People don't realise that them writing one negative comment on a YouTube video or an Instagram post or tweet or something, it can have such a detrimental impact on that person. I feel like the world just needs to be kinder, and I feel like we've definitely lost that. Sometimes I just feel like I'm an alien in this world because I like to be kind to people. Don't get me wrong, there's going to be people in the world that you're not going to get along with, that you don't like. I've come across people that I don't get along with and I don't like, but I don't want to bring them down or say negative things to them. Instead, I try and be the bigger person. I either ignore them if I have nothing nice to say, then just don't say anything at all, or just be civil and say hi. You don't have to be best friends with them, but there's no point in bullying people. So definitely, if the world was a kinder place, there would be such fewer people with mental health problems. I definitely feel like I wouldn't have social anxiety, or definitely not to the extent that it is today, because a large part of my social anxiety, I feel personally, has stemmed from people being horrible to me when I was younger and being bullied when I was younger, and it made me feel like I was worthless and not good enough and that my voice wasn't important, and it just made me want to hide away and not speak to people, which is why I'm such an introvert, which is why I'm so shy, which is why I have social anxiety. And I'm like no mental health doctor or anything, so please don't be offended by what I'm saying. It's just my opinion. Personally, I feel like people are a large contributing factor to the rise of cases of mental health, and also just social media in general, just especially for like eating disorders and stuff. People posting pictures of what the perfect body is, and photos being edited and photoshopped to make it look like someone has the slimmest, most beautiful body, someone has the most clearest skin. It's just not real, and I feel like we just need to convey a more real image, like on magazines and stuff like that. Just like I was talking about before about there being no such thing as a perfect life, there's no such thing as a perfect body. Things on magazines and Instagram and just everywhere nowadays is photoshopped, it's not real. We need to just realise that everybody's body is beautiful and everybody's body is unique. Nobody has a perfect body. There's no such thing as a perfect body. Can you talk about eating disorders and how your channel helps people recovering? So first of all, I never thought in a million years that my channel would help people recover from eating disorders, and it has been a blessing to hear from so many of you guys how much my eating videos have helped you. I never thought that when I started filming what I eat in a day that I would be able to help people. I just didn't even think anyone would watch them. I don't have any experience with eating disorders, so I feel like I can't really give the best advice. Again, going back to the whole Instagram and posting these picture perfect bodies, I feel like that would just be really damaging to someone who is struggling with an eating disorder. So definitely try not to, as hard as it is, try not to scroll through Instagram and other social media sites and compare yourself and your body to other people's, because all you're going to do is pick apart your own body and just make yourself feel even worse about your own body. It's great that watching my videos helps you guys with your eating disorders. I feel like it's just so important to just listen to your body. I feel like people judge people so much on what they eat. It's actually crazy. I never realised what a big deal food is until I started posting those videos, because obviously it helps loads of you guys, which is amazing, but then there's other people that absolutely just hate on me for what I eat, and they'll write the horriblest, meanest comments about me and call me names and call me fat and things like that, and say that I eat too much and you name it. I've heard it all before. So again, people's negative comments really don't help when it comes to eating disorders, because that could really affect someone. And say someone just started filming what I eat in a day videos and people started calling them names like fat and things like that, that could actually lead them to an eating disorder, which is a horrible thing. So again, it's just about being kind to one another and not judging people on what they eat, and just listening to your own body and eating when you're hungry. I know that it's so easy for me to say, and I know that an eating disorder is so much more than just not eating or not wanting to eat. I really don't know the ins and outs of an eating disorder, so I don't feel like I can really go into it. But if you're going through an eating disorder at the moment, just know that you're going to get there one day. You are a really strong person and you can get through it, and one day you will have a positive relationship with food. But my main advice would be just try not to compare yourself to others. Don't compare your diets to other people's diets. Don't compare your body shape to other people's body shapes, your body weight to other people's body weights. Just you do you. Tips to supporting someone with anxiety/depression, what you would find helpful from friends and family. So if someone comes to you and tells you about their mental health, then just know that it's taken them so much guts and so much thought, and it's probably been a really scary thing for them to tell you, but the fact that they've told you is amazing. So just acknowledge that. Just let them know that you're going to be there for them. You're not going to treat them any differently. A lot of people feel like if they open up to someone about their anxiety or about their depression, that it's going to scare someone off, or that they won't want to know you anymore. So a lot of people just keep things bottled up inside because they don't want to lose a friend, or because they don't want their relationship to feel different with a friend, a family member, a boyfriend, a girlfriend. It could be anyone. So the best thing you can do is just be really supportive and just let them know that you're going to be there with them through thick and thin. They're going to have some good days, they're going to have some bad days, but just let them know that you'll be by their side and that you're not going to leave them just because it gets tough. And I definitely recommend that if you do have a friend or a family member with mental health, then you try and research stuff and find out more about it, because that's only going to help you be a better friend and be more supportive, and you'll know kind of how to deal with it and help them more. I have rambled for the longest time in the world, and I'm so sorry if this video has been super long. I do apologize, but I really hope that you guys have found this video useful. Even if you only take one little thing from this video today, it would honestly mean the world to me. I love helping people. Like I said, my DMs are always open. I love chatting to you guys about your mental health or just anything in general. I just love talking to you guys and helping you out and giving you advice. And the amount of kind messages that I get from you guys and the help and support that you give me, I just want to thank you so much. And if we all just do our part and just try and better ourselves each day, try and do one good act of kindness every day, hold the door open for someone, smile at someone, say hi to someone, let someone go in front of you in the queue in the shop. It's just little things like that, little acts of kindness that are going to make the world a better place. And I feel like if we were all nicer and kinder and more considerate of each other, then the world would be a much better place. Let me know in the comments if you guys would like to see another video like this. I really enjoyed talking to you guys, and I feel like mental health is so important. I'm so glad that I've spoken about it. I really hope that what I've talked about has been helpful and useful, and I'm sorry if I didn't give the best advice. I really tried my hardest, but things like eating disorders and stuff, I just don't feel like I know enough about to give advice, so I really hope I didn't offend anyone. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you again very, very soon. Bye!